just turn the breathing off.
That's killing me.
Yeah. Solves all the problems.
I think we're ready.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of What Are We Talking About? Today we're talking about iZombie, Season 2, Episode 9.
Episode nueva.
Now, I liked this episode.
Really?
I did.
Awesome.
I did enjoy this episode. There was a couple of funny lines that I forget. I knew them, though, earlier today.
Let's say right off the bat.
Sure.
We've been talking about... I'm just murdering this headset.
Sure.
We've been talking about, hey, it's the mid-season finale. Are they going to do one of those? Is this going to happen? Last week, Episode 8 was like, is this the middle? Nothing really happened. What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This is the episode where everything happened.
Everything happened this episode, yeah.
And Episode 9, one could argue, is in the middle of a 19-episode season.
Sure. This episode was pretty good. I liked the brain she got. I liked them going over some stuff. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So the brain she gets is of a one of those Seattle superheroes.
So my notes say running, fake daredevil, the fog, thick with justice. That's my first line here.
Justice.
I'm the fog, and tonight I'm thick with justice.
Yeah. But I liked her monologues. I liked her thing. I thought it was funny. Again, the idea that Babineau doesn't understand that she picks up psychically characteristics from her victims is ridiculous.
Here it's really ridiculous because she puts on a costume and storms into a warehouse while they're investigating the death of a vigilante superhero.
Her voice is just like Adam Westian, talking and shit. The idea that he's a detective, he's not a good detective.
He's not detecting this.
No, he's terrible.
And he should be.
Yes. But it was funny. Ravi of course enjoyed the shit out of this because he's a geek.
Yeah, when he's trying to pick her name.
Yeah.
You're the White Widow or something.
Super Dead? What did he call her at one time?
You're like, Dr. Power, Dr. Dead Power. All these things, and you're like, oh, God. No, he's funny. Oh, God, his fucking thing of all right, so put on the gloves, let's scoot him over. And she's like, what? And he's like, well, I'm not just going to open up the body bag and let the fog roll in.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, this is fucking Robbie.
No, he's witty. He's funny.
He's a charming British man. I
like that they set up the bad guy. You got more of Nancy Boss. That's the name, right?
Stacy Boss.
Stacy Boss.
I was going to joke and say, yep, Negan is really a son of a bitch, and we all know it now.
Because, you met Boss, you got the impression, you're like, yeah, he is creepy, blah, blah, and now you're like, oh, man, he is kind of like a super villain.
It's pretty cool.
Aside from, the normal, bringing in guns that, all, bad guys do in everything, he plays, the Santa Claus. It's, it's that perfect, Lex Luthor thing. It's
I was just going to say, when Lex Luthor's, charity event, the unveiling of the thing, and then there's, the Superman, and they're all like, dude, robots.
No, I thought this episode was pretty fucking solid.
I was cringing and dying so much at a bunch of the stuff she was doing. That was the idea, I guess. I
think so. Is
that your angle? They're not in the system. They are the system. And now something. We put people away expecting them to change, but they don't change. And then I wrote cringe, die next to that.
But that's what it is. It's so over the top. It's so and you got the sense of that's who the brain was. He did the whole I'm thick with justice.
Oh yeah. They set that up.
He's that dude. I love when they met his team and he what was the one called? It was like gray matter.
Gray area.
Gray area. This old dude.
I wrote that down too. Oh my God, the blue swallow. Something with the fist. Gray area. Yes, the old guy.
No, they were genius, and I love that they were all like, I work at Starbucks during the day, so I wasn't about to go after some criminal mastermind.
They were like,
this is for fun.
They said he's going to have a shipment of guns come in. They're like, okay, what was his plan? We didn't really get that far. And they're like, yeah, it's not really that serious about all this.
Walking around, the attention.
And the one guy was named Hashtag.
Yeah.
And Babineau gets to say, if you're looking for hashtag, all you have to do is hashtag. Something like that. And that's his bat signal is his hashtag of hashtag.
I don't even think you can hashtag a hashtag, can you?
What do you mean?
If you put two hashtags in a row, I don't think they turn blue.
I'm assuming he means the word hashtag.
Oh, maybe.
Which I find hilarious.
That's funny, too.
The fog was assembling a team. It's I will end you. I need to be a part of this team. And it's somebody with a pound sign on his chest. Oh, that's hashtag.
When he hits the guy and he's like, no, and he gets hit back.
Because he's not really into it.
No, these people are not superheroes.
Are you saying that they don't have powers?
Well, none of them have powers.
Weird.
But I loved when they went over his utility belt, like what was in there.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. A marble.
Always comes in handy.
And then later she like destroys a dude with that marble.
I know, but is that what he did with it? It's just a thing to throw at a guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do you do with it?
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, that doesn't always come in handy. It's just a fucking marble.
Oh, a marble could shatter a glass like that.
Like that. Like a rock. It's just a rock.
Only pearled.
No, yeah, so we should just skip to that, I think, because that's the real coup de grace. She eventually puts, I was expecting her to be like, I'm blah, 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 and like give
and
her
have
name.
a good name.
Yes, all of a sudden or something. But she goes to a warehouse where she has to go get the guys with the guns and the bad guy, and they're doing the weird, like, demonstration, like in Fifth Element, where he's showing off, like, shooting shit or whatever the fuck. And there's like ninja fighting and utility belts, and they use all those things that they went through in the beginning with like chloroform.
When Robbie goes, that's chloroform.
That's chloroform. Yeah.
What did he think it was really? He goes, this must be some sort of. That's chloroform.
I was like, oh, it's probably. He's like, oh, mace. Oh, that's chloroform. And it's like eyes crossed for a second or something like that. Yeah, and she uses it. She like jumps the guy, but she's doing like flips and doing stuff.
Yeah.
She gets shot, zombies out, and like that's part of her thing now. I noticed that when she's when she goes full blown zombie mode here, she actually seems to retain more of her like intelligence and like ability to tactically operate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's meant to be an evolution of her character, or if just it was convenient for this episode.
I would say 100% just convenient for the episode.
I know, but I want it to be more, because she puts the guy in a headlock and fights him a certain way.
Chokes him out, doesn't brain him out.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, she's like learning to control her power, and that'll be her superpower or whatever the fuck.
She easily could be a superhero, though.
Yes, like, we've been saying that.
Like, it's very, very practical, especially if she was able to actually control the rage.
Yes.
Like, she pretty much controlled it today, but if she could actually control it, like 100%.
Like, selectively turn it on, because that would be like her, like, flame on-ing into her, like, zombie on, whatever, and doing shit, just like tearing handfuls of concrete out of a wall or whatever they do.
It's beastly.
Fucking A. Yeah, that's the end of that Stacy Boss area too, where like, he's like, I found you. Like, where are the guns? What guns? And all that fucking shit we're talking about.
He's great because he's such a little.
He's
weasel.
Good. Yes, I like him a lot.
He'll be fun. He's the end boss for this season, I'd imagine. The interactions we had with Major this epised were interesting too. So like Major after like the fight, because she still has the brain of paranoia. You think he's like about to cheat on her.
Well, but we should talk. Okay, so we should talk first, like
about that part.
Well, so they're fighting, right?
Sure.
And they're doing, and he's saying all the shit that we were saying last episode.
Yes.
Like, Liv, you texted someone that I told you I'm like done with.
Maybe you use a landline.
Yes. Like,
I'm not 87 or whatever he said.
He's like, how do I know you didn't call her on a landline? Because it's not 1987, Liv. And those all these fucking things. No, it was great because he made all the logical points that we were making. Where it's like, if you scroll up, you can probably see that they haven't been talking since they got back
100%.
together, which is true or whatever the fuck. Yeah, and then he ends up in a bar and there's a chick there.
Yes, and because his like zombie radar doesn't go off for like shockingly long, because usually he's not like touching them when it goes off. It's like a while away. Just convenient again for the plot. So it looks like he's about to cheat. And
like when the zombie radar goes off, like it cuts to a wide shot and there's a dude there now who she's like, listen, like you're hot, all you have to do is say hi, and leaves with that dude. So I'm like, oh, it's the dude maybe. I wrote down like, is she a zombie? Is that dude a zombie? I don't know what he was. I don't know what his angle was there.
That's an interesting note.
What?
I don't. Well, side note for the notes.
Yeah.
I find it funny that you write notes about things that might be true.
Yeah.
To talk about later after you would most certainly know what is true.
Yes, but like the confusion.
I guess you're conveying what you were thinking.
The confusion in that moment was a weird thing. But yes, you do find out that it's her, because the next time you see Major, he's wearing a hoodie and he's in her garage, all weird and creepy in broad daylight, and it's this crazy thing. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Gloves either.
No, it was crazy. He's just wearing a hoodie.
They're looking for someone who's kidnapping / murdering people, and he doesn't wear gloves. He's in the system because he was arrested during the time we've watched the show. So
demonstrably arrested.
He also had a job where I'm sure he would have been fingerprinted anyway. So he's probably in every database.
Yeah, working with kids, whatever, doing all that stuff.
A social worker, working for the government, working with children. Every one of these reasons. But yeah, so that's weird.
But he goes into the house later.
And she's about to kill herself.
Like the gun,
We
the
find
tarp.
out that she's hooker to the stars, and those stars are zombies.
I love that.
I think that's good because you can't just have sex with anybody because
Yes.
they turn into a zombie.
I know, and I didn't think about that because she said her pimp, and it was sort of like, wait, does that mean that they found a way around the thing? And then she goes on to explain, like, no, Blaine turned me into a zombie and then made me be a hooker to all the other zombies.
Yeah.
Because they need hookers, they need something.
It's very. I wonder if there's a bunch of hookers. Like, how does that work?
That's such a cool angle though, because it like fits in with the whole restrictions and weirdnesses of like the rest of how zombies work in this universe and all that stuff. And it's a little kinky, which I like. And
I love that it's like she's available whenever they call, so she can't do anything.
Yes, that's a little extreme. I don't really like that, but yeah.
It's weird. It's a detail that I'm like, that seems eccentric. You'd think it'd be like we have set appointments or something. Like,
yeah, I didn't know how to interpret all that, but it was. I think it was just meant to be like, this explains the suicide attempt or something.
You don't usually have sex slavery in like like
television shows,
in TV shows that are on like network channels,
right?
Prime time.
Yeah, but
it's kind of glossed over because they're zombies, I guess.
Yeah, weird, right? But it's a good angle with Blaine because it is Blaine, right? We know it's Blaine.
I would assume
she
it's
said
Blaine.
Team Z, and that's how Blaine phrases it, and they show you that later in this very episode. So, like, I guess to finish that off, though, she willingly goes into the freezer.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
Even takes a shot.
He tells her everything. She goes into the freezer willingly. Promise me you won't let me wake up and still be a zombie.
Yeah. I wanted to know, but they never showed it because they don't have the money to, I imagine. To pan down to see if there's 3 bodies like in there at the moment.
So like the freezer kind of looked different, and in my head I'm like, I think she'd be acting different if it was like she would have said like, so are those zombies too, or something like that. She's gonna lay on top of some random dudes or her whole thing or whatever.
It's not like she hasn't been doing that for a job.
Oh,
so.
Oh shit! No, she's gonna get shot in the thing and do whatever. But no, that would be much creepier. I would think. So like the freezer last time looked like it was gonna fill up or something soon. So I wonder if Major has like multiple.
That
freezers.
looked like a ridiculously large freezer too.
Yes, much larger than last time. Somehow.
Large enough that you're like, that's something that's in like a business that probably costs a lot of money because anything you sell for a business is usually jacked up prices dramatically. And I'm like, where's he getting this?
Commercial grade.
Because it's not supplied to him by Max Rager. He had to buy anything he has because it's in secret.
Because they would think like, why do you need a big freezer, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had so many questions.
There's so many questions. There's so few answers. Blaine makes a return this episode.
Yes, finally. Any episode's better with Blaine.
We'll sprinkle of Blaine.
So Blaine has a gunshot victim.
Yes.
Have we met that gunshot victim before?
I was hoping you would remember if we had, because I don't remember.
He didn't look familiar to me. That's why I was like, who the fuck?
The camera was holding on him
exactly
in a way that made me think you're supposed to be like,
it looked
oh
like
shit.
a reveal, but I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen this person before in my life.
I think that we were meant to like remember his face because I think later he's Stacy Boss's henchman.
He is. He's a security guard, I think.
So the camera holds were meant to like impart that like you should remember this person for later or something like that. I guess.
Yep. And I wonder if Blaine had an ulterior motive aside from the fact that like he knows where these things were buried. If he's like, I know that's his boss. If I have him and he needs my brains, he could help me do this. I know he's trying to kill me. I'll have information, or have him just try to kill him or whatever.
Turn him into a zombie or whatever. Try to get to Stacy Boss.
I don't think you could actually blackmail a criminal
man
like that because he could just kill anyone and take the brains.
I was going to say, he would just realize that you've turned him into a superhero.
Yeah.
And like a middle-aged man is now going to potentially live forever and get all this knowledge and power and skill. Yeah.
I think you would just have to kill him.
But he gives this hench dude the Z, Team Z speech and Dawn of the Dead references, kind of funny, whatever the fuck.
This is the first episode, I think, this season where they didn't do a food preparing thing, like montage, like food, and then it was a hero sandwich. I thought that was cool.
You've got the makings of a hero. I think you've got the makings of a hero, he said.
And it's just like, almost like the top of those shitty sushis where it's just like the piece of shrimp on top.
Yep.
But just long slivers of brain.
It was just like the two halves of the brain turned into like the sandwich, yes. I like that a lot too. It looked like a portobello mushroom sandwich or something with big ass things in there.
Goofy. There's no saving that too. If someone just saw that, you'd be like, what is that? That's brain.
Sorry, I like brains. I like brains. They should just always be milkshakes, I think, right? For like the fucking...
It would be the easiest way to do it.
There's always cayenne pepper milkshakes with like fucking whatever else in there to lube it up so you can chug it.
Water.
Get the powers.
Water, brain, hot sauce, repeat. Or honestly, she's just like chugging hot sauce, just hot sauce brain mix.
You know what I'm saying? Like some sort of weird.
That's what I would do. Next time, I'll do that.
You know, next time I turn into a zombie.
I got a hankering for some brains. Will make me a zombie milkshake.
Is there anything else to talk about with Mr. Stacy Boss? Any of that stuff?
Not much.
Or like
he
case
of course
or
knows
whatever.
something about her because he knows at least she got hit. He may have seen she was shot.
Yeah.
He might know of zombies. We don't know yet.
Mm.
After his first encounter with Blaine, which I don't think has happened in person yet, I think he'll have some ideas that things exist because Blaine isn't a zombie now, but he has. Does he still have zombie henchmen?
Yeah. Well, the one guy died or was shot, or we don't see him anymore.
No, I guess not.
I don't know,
Okay.
but he's been asking around, and Stacy Boss's character seems to know everything.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So,
he's a man in the know.
Yeah.
As you
So
would.
I feel like people dying and why are they dying and what's going on, and now Blaine's dad was doing stuff and he's of Stacy Boss's generation and all that shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He might have found out somehow. Someone might have told him. He might have found out from the bottom up where some dude was like, "Oh, he's crazy. He's doing this and that. There's some people. He's eating brains." So there's a lot of shipments. There's a lot of henchmen. There's a lot of brains and traveling and stuff. So all like in his turf. So I feel like they might just be like, "I know about this" or something like that. Or if not, once he finds out, he'll be very eager to figure out how he can use that to his advantage.
There's a lot of ways to use it as an advantage.
Yeah.
You're bulletproof, literally.
Oh yeah, short of him becoming a zombie himself, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
This, if you don't have anything else for the middle here, this episode certainly ended with a bang.
we got a couple. We have three major ending pieces.
Hit me with the first.
Clive finally comes to his senses in a way and
Yes.
says, "Liv, you've gone too far. It's over."
Yeah. So this is interesting too because this takes away all of Liv's purpose, like in life.
And
She
like
now
says
can't
that,
use the
yeah.
visions,
Right.
or she's sneaking around using the visions to her own means, trying to solve murders. Which that's not going to end, well for her.
No, and I wonder what they're gonna do with it. But like, she says
It's going to come back. Flash forward 6 months later. She just got out of police school.
She just got out of police school. There's a guy making weird noises and another guy flat top, and they're all there and they're doing the police academy. No, yeah, because he even says like I've been treating you like a cop, but you're not. It's too dangerous. You've gone too far. Like we're done or something. It's like very definitive, and it makes sense because this whole time we've kind of been saying stuff like, why is this happening? Why does she get to go to all the crime scenes and interrogate all the people? But like 2 episodes ago, he was like complimenting her on her ability to like do all the stuff she's doing.
She does what she's doing well. It's just illegal that she's doing it.
Right. And she as far as he knows has just gone crazy and is now like storming warehouses and like getting into scuffles or whatever the fuck.
In the next couple episodes, he may find out the truth.
Interesting.
Because you're gonna have a turn back over where he's in danger and she saves him, or something's gonna happen in that regard that brings back into the favor.
So she starts looking into cases on her own. Clive is in danger for some reason. She has to either reveal herself or like reveal something, and like
that would be my guess.
Something about like how
you took that bullet from me, Liv, but you're still alive.
Yeah.
How's this possible?
Or like you.
Okay.
Or like use one of your visions. I can't. Why? It's complicated or something. And then she has it in the brain or something, right?
Yeah.
She has to be like, this is gonna seem weird, or something fucking like that. I feel like he has to know eventually, and pretty quickly. I feel. I mean, it could go either way. Maybe they're never partners again. But what else can you do with those characters, right? So I feel like if we just skipped a few episodes, we would think like nothing happened, right? They'd be back doing the same thing. I don't know. But she goes home then, stripped of her purpose and very melodramatic.
Yes.
And runs into Major.
Properly ends her relationship.
Yes.
This is weird for me because I would have thought under the influence of the brain she has right now, she would be like not wanting to do things like this. Like, like nothing's too hard. I can overcome any odds. Blah 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 blah. Blah.
Yeah.
But I can also see it in the regard of like I must protect the ones I love, and for that I must be alone, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah. What did I jot down? This can't work. We have to stop pretending we can work. There you go. You think you get it, but you don't. Stuff like that.
I had a flash forward when this happened. If they do never get back together, but they do ultimately get a cure, he gets with the hooker, because they seem to have a connection.
Oh, they were setting. I mean, I don't know, maybe whatever, but they seemed to be hitting it off in a weird. Well, fuck. a show could be doing that as this weird one-time thing, or it could be an obvious setup or something to happen. I don't know. I'm not going to go on IMDb and see how many episodes are next to her name. That's cheating. Well, I never see her again.
Probably no more this season.
Oh, okay. She'll be in the freezer until they get a real cure and all that stuff, which will not happen until the end, I'm sure.
Well, and that brings us to our third reveal, where the cured rat turned back into a zombie.
After 162 days, there were no warning signs. It turned back into a zombie.
Yes, which makes me wonder, though, when they first gave that cure to the rat, it wasn't only like 3 days later they gave it to Blaine?
Yeah, well, okay. So is that the same rat?
Because all the other rats were dead. They made a new cure. Okay, Liv, this cure works, blah, blah. But we have to wait because it's not tested, and then she used 2 of them.
Yeah, but like very rapidly after that.
Oh, and Major.
I didn't
even think about that.
I was going to say we have Major and Blaine are the 2 cured zombies.
Yes, that's right.
Because she used half the dose and half the dose or whatever.
Yeah. Or is half the dose better than the full dose, and it somehow works longer?
I think what they will do is obviously whatever timing is most convenient for the story. Which
will probably be, kind of like I said with Babin, it'll probably be like one of them gets shot. I think it'll be that something bad happens, and like either they find out about the freezer people or something, and they go to kill Major, and then Major like doesn't die.
And like then Hulk's out, zombie mode.
Yes.
I want to see his weird zombie red eye face.
And then Boss will catch up with Major and like not Major with Blaine, like kill him or something, and Blaine will look down and realize he's not dead, and then he'll kill him.
Yeah, Blaine will
might be the ending.
Or Blaine will like wake up wherever they dumped his body.
Yeah.
And be like, wow, this is
that's my thought.
Something like that. I like that angle. That's a good way to do it. But that's the whole thing is now we all have to. And they're going to say, though. Like,
it's a waiting game.
Well, because you were saying, like, well, wasn't that within days of that? But I think they're going to say, like, well, rat physiology is different. And it's, we don't know when it's going to happen. And it will just happen whenever it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt it's going to be 3 days from that, on the show. They just turn back.
Because it hasn't been 163 days.
Yeah.
The idea that they say 163 days, it's like, well, she solved like 5 cases. Are we to, like, because they never allude that any cases are solved when we don't see them.
Have they ever done the thing like a Psych or a show like that would like rattle off? Remember that time we were doing this? Yeah, with the dinosaur guy. Yeah, remember?
Yeah,
and
never.
Like weird stuff, right? I don't think they do that.
No. Which doesn't mean it's not happening, but they've never said anything.
They don't want to blow any of their awesome ideas on like a fake throwaway line or whatever. Cool.
That time you had the archaeologist brain and you found that that extinct animal. What?
She's like, listen, not everyone has a dinosaur named after them. Okay, it's a big thing. Getting weird mail from things that happened or weird dumb things. That's the move, though. You should take all like the rejected show ideas and turn them into fake things that happened off camera, just to flavor it up a little bit.
Well, because then you could have. Well, and now, here's my other prediction. You're gonna have at some point she's gonna use those fake superheroes. They're like, did you see anything? I need blah, blah. All right, hashtag. I need you to call this phone number at 5 o'clock. You're my distraction. I won't let you down. Bullshit like that.
I wonder, though, because none of them had dialogue. I don't know if they're going to be like real characters. Maybe hashtag could, yeah.
I have a feeling. And I still want to bring back that news, the weatherman.
Oh, God, yes. Please. If only that wasn't a hallucination, that would have been like a perfect angle.
Yeah.
I know someone who like we have this footage. I know someone that can get it, into the right hands. And he's like, hey, listen, ooh.
Hashtag. I need you to deliver this to my partner.
Well, he's like your Commissioner Gordon. I am not your Commissioner Gordon. You heard him. That's right. He's his own man. He does whatever the fuck. Yeah, without skipping a beat. It made me die though. Her like delivery and the way she said stuff was so like bad.
That's what I liked about it.
Okay. As long as we're on the same page, we just have different interpretations or whatever.
It was delicious in what it was.
It made me go like, oh, don't do that. Oh, no.
Yeah.
But you're like,
she has fun at work. You can tell. Like,
yeah, sure.
You don't get, like, bad writing aside, it's rare you get to play so many different characters.
Yeah.
All while retaining the one same paycheck of being a lead. Like, oh, yeah.
And to be, I'm sure to be told, no, more, over the top. Make it more crazy.
Hammier.
Right, yeah, don't be subtle, don't be like, well, I'm like jealous, but I'm trying to hide it, so I'm just like tensing my jaw. Like, no, just be fucking say, I'm jealous. Just fucking like overtly do everything, yeah.
Genius.
That's the end of the notes.
That's about the end of this episode. Check it out. Oh, by the way, the killer was actually the girl who was getting mugged.